Hi guys, Moz here from Moz6510 Models, a channel dedicated to help you become a better scale modeler. Tonight on the workbench, I have received this week from Airfix. They've re-released what they call a vintage classic, and a classic it is. Airfix originally released this kit back in 1968. And looking on ScaleMates, they haven't retooled it. They've just used the old tool from 1968, which was the initial release. And it was a bag kit, and the number was 132. This has had many types of design of box, but this is the latest one that's come out. So I'm just going to have a little look at what you actually get inside the box and just see how well the tool has lasted. Because at 1968, if I do my maths, you're talking 50 years, maybe actually 52 years, isn't it? So it's a 52-year-old model, and I would love to know if Airfix has some sort of figure on how many of these kits they've made over the 50 years. So let's just quickly have a look at the box itself. Some really nice artwork to it. You can see you've got the two pilots, one facing forward, and then sorry, not two pilots. You got two people in the plane. You got one facing forwards, the rear gunner, obviously, and you've got some nice sort of finish there with the K4500, and you've got like this yellow and red triangle sort of paintwork on it. Detail's very good. On the wheels there, you can clearly see there's a radiator underneath, so there is quite a bit there to see. And you also have some wiring in between or rigging as it's called, in between the wings there. On the edge of the box, you know, obviously you've got your warnings on the side. Clearly, if you can look up there, you can see you've got the number there is A01052V, V for vintage, Hawker Demon, and on the side there just tells you the mold tools it made in 1957 and 68. So it could be 60 years old. Pack illustration by James Golding, 1989, and enjoy the nostalgia with Airfix Vintage Classic. And then a little bit of bump there about it, which we'll go into later about the Hawker Demon. So opening up the box, inside, there it is. Oh, sorry, on the back of the box, we've got the call outs there on how to paint this particular model. And at the bottom there, it tells you the paints that you use will be Humbro 11 silver, 29 dark matte dark earth, 33 matte black, 53 gunmetal, 69 gloss yellow, 78 matte cockpit green, and then you have 191 chrome silver. Okay, so that's basically it off the box. Instructions. So firstly, let's have a quick look at the decal sheets. Very crisp. I like to see what it looks like back in the day. Obviously, this is going to be a different call out to what you would get in the 1960s. But we'll have a really good look online and see if we can find the original decals for this kit. But yeah, they're very crisp. You can see that in the light. Very nice. The red dot in the middle is bang on. And whoever created this, congratulations, you've done a really good job there with this one. Just looking there, there's the cockpit there, quite a small one, but here you go. Let's have a little look at the kit itself, and there you are. You can clearly see that it is a very old kit already, just by the actual auto design. You know, you don't have the runs around the outside. Basically, you've got big fat lugs all the way through, but no actual outside surround that nowadays we use because it protects the kit more. That outside edge really does make it easy to transport without it breaking. Scissors armed. Let's just cut through and then bring out the kit. I don't really understand why they brought them out as a box. Wouldn't it even be more nostalgic to actually put them in a bag with the card? I've got one here, which is a frog kit. And this is really, really old, like, you know, this is frog. But the instructions were actually inside the card itself. So you can easily see how to build it, and they have all the colour call outs here. Wouldn't it be a nicer, or you know, to reminisce of the times of the 60s and the 50s when they came bagged? Wouldn't it have been a bit more of more nostalgic to actually have them in a bag kit than a box kit? You know, just putting it out there, Airfix. If you do watch my videos, I know one Airfix guy does, but anyway. So we take out the kit and put the bag there. Yeah, it's anything different to what we've seen in the past 50 years. The kit, you got the raised lines there, exhaust. To be fair, there's not a lot of flash on the actual kit itself, you know, but you can clearly see it's very, very basic. But, you know, the things where you would think that weren't so good anymore are still happening. You've got your press marks there, which I assume you will have to fill in and sand down. But even the little lugs here, oh sorry, put it in the camera there. Even the little lugs here look pretty well done, you know, for a kit that age. And then bit of flash there on the lug there, just, or you know, just there as it's joining up to the other piece of the wing. But other than that, it looks okay. The numbers, they're 21, so they're quite clearly numbered. And then you have this bit here. As I say, you know, you can imagine that, you know, the new kits, that they have this big section on the outside to keep it all nice and straight and perfect, and less, you know, less prone to breakage. This one here looks okay to me. Yeah, that's not broken, is it? I don't think that's broke, no. So yeah, looking at the kit, you know, it is what it is. Raised panel lines, obviously, you know, and also the figures. Little look at the figures. Do that's better. Yeah, nothing too special there, is there? But you know, it's an old kit, a 50-year-old kit. Just have a little look around, see where everything is. A little bit of flash there, obviously. But yeah, you can't knock this kit for something that this old. And if they're still making it, I mean, I think it was $5.99 on the Airfix site. Yeah, well worth it. So, instructions. Could you have made this into a boxed, into a bag kit? I reckon you could, because the instructions are all on one page. Let's have a bit of fun here. I think you could have shrunk that up so it was a little bit different, you know, so it's a bit half the size. You could clearly have the label along here saying Hawker Demon, plane 172 scale. But yeah, the instructions have, you know, I presume they've been updated. They don't look they're very basic anyway. Not too much detail in the actual pictures as such. But yeah, I don't think you can fault the instructions. There's only 7 steps. Yeah, nicely done. And then, and also the call out for the colours are on the back of the box. A vintage classic. I'm looking forward to build. I haven't built one of these for years, and as I said, it is exactly as it was when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, 15 years old. You know, it's the same. Obviously, the Hawker Demon was a variant of the Hawker Hart light bomber. It was during air defence exercises that the RAF Siskins and the Bulldogs were often unable to intercept the new Hart bombers, which were sometimes instructed to restrict their height and speed in order to give the other fighters a chance, which prompted the development fighter variant of the Hart. So while the Hawker Fury offered the better performance, lower production volumes were made as it was expensive, and therefore it remained available only in small numbers. So when a fighter version of the Hart was suggested, The Air Ministry selected the type as an interim fighter until high-performance fighters could be bought in larger numbers. The new fighter variant added a second Vickers machine gun, while the combing of the rear cockpit was angled to give a better field of fire, and a supercharged Kestrel IS engine was fitted. The initial batch of 6 aircraft, known as the Hart Fighters, by one flight of 23 Squadron during 1931-32, was successful, and larger orders followed for the fighter Hart, now known as the Hawker Demon. The Demon's first flight was on the 10th of February 1933. Only 305 Hawker Demons were built. 232 were for the RAF. It was, as I said, was powered by different varying versions of that Kestrel engine. Many were fitted with the hydraulic power turret in the rear gunner's position, which had been tested on the original Hawker Hart, and the Demons were also sold to the RAAF, which is the Royal Australian Air Force. It saw only second line operations during the Second World War. Production of the Demon was undertaken by Hawker and by the Bolton Port Aircraft at their Wolverhampton factory, where their last example of 106 to be completed was delivered to the RAF in December 1937. So basically you are building the Hawker Hart Fighter, not the Hawker Hart Bomber. So when you build this Hawker Demon, there you are. Yeah, I'm going to build this in the next couple of days. At the moment, I'm still in the process of doing the EE Lightning with the decals that I bought, so I can produce a replica of the Lightning that's held outside the Score Group building in Peterhead in Scotland. But I'll be doing hopefully a video on that build. I'm just waiting for one pot of paint to come, because of all the Vallejo colours I have, I don't have the Gull Grey, which is what I need to do the kit with. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. If you like the video, click like. If you could subscribe, if you haven't, please subscribe. And also, if you have social media and you like what I'm producing and you want to share the video, please share. See you in the next video, folks, and stay safe. Cheers.